understand why is it that when you set up a stream and you're 1 or 2 minutes late, people freak out. They're like, oh my god, why isn't he here? Why isn't he here? I also experienced this when I was a doctor working at a hospital. When the patient is late, he comes like a puppy and is like, I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm really sorry that I'm late. But if you have an appointment to see the patient at 7 p.m. and it's 7:05 and you haven't opened the door, the patient, why have you not seen me when we have the appointment? It's like, because other patients probably didn't come to their appointment and they missed it. So basically, yeah. Every time you're late to your doctor, other patients are going to be upset because they get to miss that appointment. Did you know that? And then they're going to push their outrage onto the innocent doctor, which absolutely didn't do nothing. Anyway, right, welcome. Sorry for not uploading any videos today. Been having a very difficult time in real life. A lot of responsibilities. And I was very tired, so unfortunately I couldn't upload any videos today. But maybe tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do it tomorrow. So there's that. I do get some people, I do read the comments, all right? And I do get some people saying that they don't like the troll. And I'm like, but like before the troll, you do realize I didn't have any camera at all? I mean, I didn't do face cam, so why are you complaining? Like, literally, it's the same experience if you don't watch it. I mean, you can just listen, you know? I think that this is more of a podcast experience, but anyway. Hello, user has been banned for naughty words. I actually missed you. I do remember people in the chat who haven't joined in a while and then rejoined. Oh my god, why is the cat upset? I thought the cat just entered heat and then left. But I might lock her in the bathroom if she keeps meowing like that. I don't want to lock her in the bathroom. I mean, I do have a large bathroom and the cat has a lot of space, but I prefer not to if I can. So anyway, right, let's see what news we got today. What the fuck? What was that? Alright, should we talk about the World Economic Forum? Oh my god, there's so much we can talk about. Holy shit. I mean, there's Britain using some British flags and people freaking out about it. Oh, I think I know what we can talk about. Here we go. Because I've been improvising. Like, this is a stream that I did not prepared for at all. So I'm winging it, chat. I am winging it. We're going to talk about the fatness thing in a bit. Look at this one. This one is kind of beautiful. You know what? I think we can talk about boobs. I think Susan Wojcinski allows me to talk about boobs in this context. All right? Like, normally you can't talk about the titties. But in this context, I mean, it's on the New York Post. I've got big boobs and tried not wearing a bra for a week. She literally has no top. Can you guys see this? It doesn't have any sound, by the way. YouTuber Hannah Whitton. Oh, a colleague of mine, chat. A colleague of mine, YouTuber Hannah Whitman, attempted to do a week without wearing a bra. Is this like a big thing for the ladies? Because I think like the bra is a very recent invention in human history. I mean, her ancestors probably did more than a week without wearing a bra. Ooh, mama. But found that dangling boobs a hazard and struggled with boob sweat in the video with more than 5 million views. Oh my god, the oppression is real. 5 million views, that's like... She probably made around $4,000 just from that video. Give or take. If my estimates are correct. She said the main reason for wearing a bra is comfort and explained boobs are heavy. Big boobs are... My wife's are 5 kilograms. Do you know how you can make the verification? Like you ask her to get on a scale, you measure her, and then you hold her breasts from behind, you pull them upwards, and you ask her to go on the scale again, and you compare the sizes, and you do the subtract. 5 kilograms, chat. Yeah, I mean, big boobs are definitely heavy. I don't... There was like that chica, I think from America Has Talent. Her name was Basti, if I'm remembering correctly. And she used her boobs in order to smash beer cans. Really top-notch content. People loved it. Unfortunately, the bigger the boobs, the bigger the chance of you getting killer titties. Tumors aren't funny. You know, like I actually asked at med school, we were talking about, I think it was in gynecology, but we were talking about breast cancer. Very important. And I actually asked the teacher, right, because he kept talking about the nodule. That's how we called it in med school. Nodule, the nodule, right? And whenever you find a nodule, you gotta do the sound, the echo sound, right? Like the sound rate, to see if it's benign or malign. Like benign means no cancer, malign means cancer, right? So I asked the teacher, it's like, what the fuck is the nodule? Like, what is it, right? Because I was innocent at the time, I didn't know any better. And the teacher explains to me, it's like a little ball. It's like a ball inside of the titty. And I'm like, so how the fuck do women miss that? Like, how do they miss that they have a ball inside of the titty? And I thought, like, is it like the disease of the dirty tits? Because think about it, like, if you're in the shower, right? Like, you're in the shower and you gotta wash yourself. Like, you're going to feel the ball, right? Like, there is no way you can wash your body without feeling. It's like, hold on, like, what is this? Korewa, the nodule, you know, it's kind of, and then I came to the conclusion that, like, having a boyfriend drastically reduces the chance of you getting breast cancer, past the screening, I mean, because, like, look, if you have a boyfriend and he goes like honk, like, you're going to be like, oh darling, what is here? Like, hold on, like, I feel something bizarre here. What is this? But it turns out that a lot of women, it's not that they don't know that they have stuff in their titty. It's just that they're afraid to check it. This is something that I heard a lot of patients say. You know, usually when they come in with stage 3 cancer and stuff, it's like, why the fuck didn't you come earlier? Because, like, earlier there were a lot of other treatment options. Like, it would have been easier to make sure that you're not going to die. So why didn't you come earlier? And they will say, well, it's because I was afraid of the result. And I'm like, how does that make any fucking logical sense? Like, look. If you have killer titties, right? Like, the suspicion of it, and you go to the doctor, like, there's 2 possibilities. Number 1, he will tell you that it's fine, which means that you don't have to stress anymore. Number 2, he will tell you that it's cancer, right? But, like, if it's cancer and you go earlier, then it can be treated. So I don't get it. It's like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether you go or not, because the situation is really the same. Like, if it's benign, it's going to be benign whether you go or not. If it's malign, it's still going to be the same, right? I never understand women regarding this situation. It's like, look, just go and see it. Yeah, I'd rather die than check. That is literally the mentality. I'm sorry to find out that Trey is depressed now. With men, I don't know, like, men, probably this is one of the reasons why testicular cancer is so low. Like, the moment a man feels something in his ballsack that's not supposed to be there, they go like, whoa, I need to go to the doctor. Like, I have seen men go through so much without wanting to even go to the hospital. Like, there's probably men that, like, have 45 knives in their back, and they're like, it will be fine. I'll just walk it off. But, like, the moment they have, like, even the tiniest lump in their testicles, they're like, oh, no, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. First thing in the morning, I'm making an appointment. Emergency. Can't Ukraine ship wheat through nearby countries via rail to other ports in Europe? Elena Ceausescu, we're talking about ball sacks and testicular cancer. Where does Ukraine fit in all of this? At which point did you think that the Ukrainians have testicular cancer and they need to ship the grain? Oh my god. We're going to talk about that probably a little bit later. But yes, the PP is very important. You know, like, it's kind of funny because I have seen progressives online say things like, what does it mean to be a woman? And usually, like, people will say, well, you know, like, giving birth is probably like being a woman. Oh, but what about the women that can't give birth? And I'm thinking, like, oh, look. Do you know how many men came up to the hospital and said, like, they don't feel a man because they can't get it up? Like, masculinity is really tied to the ability of getting it up. Or like, they would say they feel less of a man because they can't do it. So, yeah, I do think, like, there might be something there. Ship the grain, you bigot. Yes. Ship it. Ship the grain. Anyway, right, back to the booby streamer. Let's see. Like, literally booby streamer. Commentators praised for sharing her experience. I absolutely love it. Like, this chica isn't fat, okay? Like, she just has big boobs and she likes to brag about it. This is literally like the whole thing, like the video. She's got big boobs and she bragged about it, made 6 million views, and has people going like, oh my god, you're so brave for doing this. Like, you are so amazing. It's like, what exactly did she do? Lady viewer, just trying to even out that gross amount of testosterone comments. Yeah, those testosterone comments is what puts food on her table. I just want you to let that sink in. Like, if you were to weed out those testosterone... Like, here's the thing, you know, like, a lot of women are going to complain when they go online and say, oh my god, so many men, like, they're oogling at me. If there was a button where you could remove those ugly men, but you'd also remove those views, do you think they would press the button? Because I don't think so. I don't think they would press the button. I think they like that button. I think they like the attention. Even if it's like, oh my god, there's so many perverts in my chat. Ew. I don't like overly large breasts. Annabelle, you're weird. You might be bisexual, Annabelle. I'm just saying. You might be bisexual. She's the first woman to ever do it. Yeah, like the first woman to walk without a bra. You know, she should have been a scientist. She should have performed groundbreaking research. Like, look at me, I'm going to go 1 week without a bra. By the way, if I make a video going 1 week without underwear, do you think people would watch it? Do you think people would be interested? Would I get 6 million views? Starting and brave. I would even say, it's like, look, I got a big cock and I'm going 1 week without underwear. Let's see what that takes me. Oh my god, I am so sick of all these pervert women in the chat. All these perverted women. No, flat is not justice, okay? I keep saying this because it's so goddamn true. But I will say it again. Okay, women that have no breasts are no different than little girls. Behold. Okay, you probably can't see it because of my avatar, but like, hold on, I will find a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. There we go. Oh my god, this is the picture that's worth 1,000 words, as they say. By the way, is Harvey Weinstein in prison? Like, did he lose the trial? Because I think he did. But yeah, so as I was saying, like, women that have no breasts are like little boys. Change my mind. You're a pedo. I'm sorry, but like, it is what it is. You just need to find professional help, man. So anyway, is Harvey Weinstein in prison? Because I think he is. Is he having a hard time? Because usually, like, people who are sex pests, they have a very difficult time in prison. It's like playing prison in hard mode. So I'm really curious if Harvey Weinstein is actually getting the same treatment, or is it like because he's so filthy rich, he is kind of untouchable. anything over a double D is grotesque. You know, I kind of agree. I wouldn't say grotesque, but like that is a size limit, right? Like when you get to like ginormous, like it stops being a breast and it starts being like a different creature. Like double D, I would say is the perfect size. But like yeah, if you go to like an E size, it already becomes bizarre. And not to mention, like, when women age, you have that horror movie, which is called The Sagging. And the sagging is definitely a thing. Like, I have seen women in the hospital, which had, like, breasts all the way to their knees. I'm not kidding. Like, that can happen. And it is kind of... how should I even put it? Peculiar. Peculiar, yes. It's carnival attraction size. Jesus. Yeah. Small ones sag less. Oh, come on. It's like, who the fuck gets a girlfriend at the age of 20 and goes like, oh my god, well, I'm really concerned about how she's going to be like when she's 50. Man, I noticed something interesting with YouTube, right? Like, you start streaming, and you got like 60 people interested in watching. And then when the stream starts, all of a sudden it drops to like 30. I don't understand why, and I see it with other streamers, it's not just me. Like, you have people waiting for the video, and then when the video starts, like, boom, like a massive drop. I wonder, like, if YouTube just counts the viewers differently before the stream and during the stream. I have no idea, but it is what it is. V making my argument for me? No, dude, carpe diem, you need to live the moment, okay? Just don't think like when the woman is like 55 or something. When you get the old gravity, is that your friend? I wonder like how those women with boobs going all the way to their knees would look like floating in space. You know, like they go on a rocket like on SpaceX, and they're in the zero gravity environment, and they're floating around, and they have like big breasts that are all the way to their knees, and the breasts are floating as well. Like that would be something to behold, right? Like an old babushka. An 87-year-old woman in zero gravity. I would pay money to see that. Like, just see her float. You know? Especially, like, in a nightgown or something. She's wearing a nightgown, you know? So, no bra, and she's in zero G. And she's got, like, F-cups. Like, actual F-cups. I would love to see that. I would pay money to see a TikTok video that looks like that. Oh, dear me. What, are you saying no? You're lying. By the way, speaking of seeing interesting things, have you guys seen Better Call Saul? Like, the last episode literally blew my brains out. See, I don't know if we're going to ever get TV shows that are at least half the quality of Better Call Saul. I mean, it's such an amazing cinematography. I don't even know if you need to be in that particular genre. Like, what exactly would be Better Call Saul? Like, I don't think it's like a lawyer movie. It's not a detective show either. But, like, something with gangsters, right? Alright, let's talk about something else. Man. I still don't get it, right? Like, the more I look into this, the more horrifying it gets. And I had, like, some people contact me and talk to me about it, but I haven't spoiled anything. I just said that the episode blew my brains out. What spoils did I say? God damn it. It's the continuation of Breaking Bad. Alright. So, we talked about this, right? But it's such an interesting thing because it's so American. So let me show you something. Hold on. Just give me a sec, because I want to still talk about these gated communities thing, right? So you look at the U.S. as a European. And you see, like, you know, like all these gated communities, which are kind of like communism. And I mentioned this. I look at this shit. You guys can't see it because of my avatar. Hold on, I'll just pause. Can I? Oh my fucking god! Never mind. Look here, you bigot. They look like copy pasted, like someone pressed Control C and then like spam Control V. Now, initially, like when I looked at it, I thought that, okay, well, everyone just wants to have the same house. But then the more you look into it, it's like, no. Apparently, there's a lot of rules. Like, you're not allowed to paint the house any way you want. You're not allowed to farm whatever you want in your backyard. So, all right, I'll tell you the thing which really blows my mind. Like, for example, this one, right? Like, you're not allowed to change the tree. Like, you need to have this tree. Like, I'm really curious what happens if lightning just strikes your fucking tree down. Someone needs to talk to me and tell me, like, what happens if lightning strikes this tree down? Like, poof. Like, do you have to replace it? Like, if you don't, the homeowner association kicks you out? No, like, I know you call them houses, right? But what happens is, like, you guys have this thing called the homeowner association. So the homeowner association forces you to maintain your house in a specific way. Which means that it's technically not your house at that point. Like, it's kind of like fascism. Like, you're not allowed. Like, look, in this guy's backyard, right? Like, all they have is grass. That's it. Like, they don't plant any vegetables. They don't plant anything. Because if they did, they would get kicked out. Like, it's illegal for them to do this. So they have to maintain the yard in a specific way. And this is due to the homeowner association. Homeowners are a new thing, and many places don't have them. They are not a typical neighborhood. No, I know, but I'm not talking about typical neighborhood. Like, typical neighborhoods don't look like this, alright? Like, this is where the middle class lives. This is where the people that are rich enough to be able to afford to live in a place like this, but not as rich in order to have a mansion, alright? Like, they're not Zuckerberg level to have their own compound, but they're rich enough to not have to deal with the city life. So they live in this hellhole, which is not, I mean, it's kind of, in a way it is a hellhole, right? Because like it's a house that you can't really do anything you want to it. Like, you can't paint it the way you want. You can't have any creativity. You can't plant anything you want. You can't do much. I mean, it's getting to the autistic level that the mailbox has to be a certain height. Like, you gotta have a taller mailbox. Now, the reason for the homeowner association, I kind of get it, is to maintain the price of the houses, right? Because, like, let's say if this guy right here decided to have a meth lab or some shit, the value of the entire community would go down. Right? Like, people want to live in this place also because it looks nice. Like, they look at their neighbors and it all looks nice, so that's why they want to live in. So the homeowner association guarantees the fact that the price of the house is going to remain the same. Looks like a circuit board. My fucking god, now I can't unsee it. Holy shit. They are like a house Nazi. Oh my god. House Nazi. I'm going to steal that. The house Nazi. That's kind of funny. Alright. So, I love some of the questions. Now, I made a video about it. I went through some of them. But, like, look here. European here. I kind of see the reasons from the comments, like house prices, etc. But it seems that nobody came up with anything at all. What there is to do there. And why no public transport? Well, I already mentioned, like, the type of people that want to live in this hellhole are people that are moral busybodies. So they don't want to see the poor people, right? Like, having a bus coming here and taking people, it's like, why would you want to see poor people going in and out? Like, most of these people are incredibly rich to afford to live in a place like this. And if they're so rich, they either have the ability to afford an Uber. Like, upper middle class people don't take the bus, they take the Uber. Or they have their own cars. Oh, hello, Silver Ogre. Welcome. Can't maintain uniformity. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. People will tell you it's because it's America is too big, but that's a lie. We had one of the best public transit system on earth until we dismantled it to build car infrastructure. Now everything is separated and most major streets are uncomfortable and unsafe to walk on. Well, you know, like this is another reason why people have this shit. It is the safety. Like think about it. If you're rich enough in order to afford to live in a place like this, then it means your neighbors are just as rich. And like there's no... Like, when you're this level of rich, no one is going to commit a burglary. No one is going to commit petty theft. So, like, the people on this street, they get to feel safe. They get to feel secure. Like, this is another reason why they have, like, the homeowner association. To make sure, like, no poor people live here. Rich people don't steal from other rich people. It's usually when you have, like, wealth-income disparity. Like, you have the rich living with the poor, that the crime happens. Who hasn't found themselves dreaming of raising a family while living next door to a bar? What the fuck? I think like this is a person asking like why aren't there any bars in a place like this? And the answer is very simple. Why go to a bar when you can just go to a neighbor's house? So like you usually have like the neighbor that's like the nexus, the hub of the entire place. And everyone goes to them and they serve drinks for free. Like you don't have to pay for the drinks. Hello, Lucky. Am I getting raided? I got a lot of new people here. Kind of weird. Anyway. I live next door to a restaurant bar in a neighborhood with lots of children. The parents sit on the bar's terrace drinking coffee while their kids play in the park opposite. It's awesome. Just a matter of proper regulation and motherfucker, it depends on the bar. Like, good luck living next to one of those ghetto bars where you have a fight breaking out every day. Where you have people cursing and using the most vile language imaginable. Where you have, like, loud music at 2 a.m. I don't really understand, like, the type of mentality. Oh, well, I live next to a bar and it's fine. If the bar I live next to is fine, then all the bars must be fine. Yeah, the YouTube shadow ban is, like, the YouTube Berlin Wall is failing. Like, people are actually watching me live. Oh, Dios mío. Holy shit, I got 122 people watching. Maybe I can reach 200 today. That would be great. I am Slovak, and this is my garden. Okay, congratulations. Why are there no businesses in the middle of a US suburb? Legitimately, one of my favorite parts of having emigrated is, like, neighborhood shops and whatnot. Well, the thing is, like, if you have a shop here, how many customers are you going to serve? Like, no one is going to come out from outside the suburb, right? Like, it's only, like, the people living in this area. And secondly, like, these people are filthy rich. Like, for them, opening a small business would be spare change. Their neighbors would judge them. They would be like, oh my god, like, is he so poor he has to open a shop? Oh my fucking god. Like, some of them actually look bad. I'm not going to lie. Like, this looks bad. You know, this looks livable. It looks kind of okay. But when you look at others, like, what the fuck is this shit? And I kind of understand, you know, like, this is just way too big. Man, like, this is insane. So, like, I get, like, the idea of having something like this where, like, you know all your neighbors and you can help each other out and stuff. But like, this is just way too big. By the way, chat, I'm going to tell you something about the pool. Alright? Never ever buy a pool. I don't think you can buy a tin pool, but you shouldn't buy a pool either. The thing with the pool, right? Like, you see it in the movies, you see it probably when you're on a vacation, like someone has a pool. It's one of the worst investments you can ever make. So, first of all, it requires a lot of money to build one. I think everyone knows that. Secondly, the maintenance is insane. Like, you gotta constantly clean it. The price of water to fill it is very expensive. But that's not the main issue. The main issue is that you probably are going to use it a little bit in the beginning, and then you're never going to use it again. So then you just have this big ass hole in the ground that you need to maintain and constantly clean. It's such a hassle. I don't understand why people have pools. It's like, I guess like it's a status of luxury. Oh my god, hold on, you guys didn't see that. Alright, I'll show you again. You get, I guess it's like the status of luxury, right? It's like, oh my god, well, I got a pool. I am so rich I can afford the pool. And there's two types of pools, by the way. There's this type of pool, which in my opinion is like the worst thing you can get. It's the most cringe thing you can get. It's like a thing with like what is it called? Like over the top pool, or no, outdoor pool, I don't know. But it's very cringe anyway. Just like, don't get this inflatable pool. Okay, like, don't get an inflatable pool. It's cringe as fuck. But then you have like the other pools, right? And I guess like this type of pool is just a symbol of status. That's it. And it's kind of nice, you know, like you see the pictures where, oh my god, the water is crystal clear and it's so amazing. Yeah, usually it's filled with leaves, it's filled with insects, it's got mosquitoes in it, it's got all sorts of junk. And you have to clean it every fucking day. Now, of course, you can hire a person to clean it. But like, you're paying extra money for the maintenance, and I guarantee to you, you're not going to use it more than a couple of times the first time you buy it. And afterwards, it's becoming really boring. So that's like my take with the pools. Just don't. No pools, no electric kettle. Above ground, those are above $20 to $1,000, but they look fucking cringe. I'm not saying they're not like the poor man's pool. Because definitely they are the poor man's pool. Like, everyone can afford it. It's not that difficult to maintain. It doesn't cost that much to fill it with water. But like, why though? Seriously, why? Why would you want that? Just take a bath like a normal person. Go inside the house, open the faucet, fill up the bathtub, and take a bath. What the fuck is wrong with you? Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, the water feels just as good. Yeah, it does feel just as right. And the fact like you're going outside and all the perverts and the neighbors are watching you, like, what the hell? Why would you do that? Pools suck, too much maintenance. Hot tubs are so much better. Like, absolutely conspiracy cat. Like, let me show you something, right? Like, if you have space. If you have space and you want to throw money, right? Like, you have the money to buy a pool. Why not get a hot tub? I mean, look at some of the hot tubs, like something like this. Oh my fucking god, like, this is incredibly expensive. This is, holy shit. I think it's more than 5,000. Somewhere around $6,000. It looks fucking great though. But what I'm trying to say, hold on, let me just hide my model for a bit so you guys can see it, because I'm just bored hiding my model left and right. So you can get something like this. Okay, so you have the money to buy a pool, but at the same time, you don't want to buy a pool. Like, you want to buy something that you're actually going to use. Just buy a hot tub like this. You know? And you're actually going to use it, especially if it's inside. Don't buy something like this. Like, this is wasted money. Who the fuck buys something like this? No, but like something like this. Right? You're probably not going to use the bubbles. But it does feel good, right? Like, immersing yourself into water. You got the space to stretch out. I'm telling you, you're going to use this and you're going to be much happier than buying a pool. Preferably, you wouldn't buy either. But like, if you have to buy something, like you just got money to burn. You want to spend the money. Some bathtubs are really good, actually. Let me see if I can find some. Yeah, I mean, look. These are the ones that I like, which are very deep, right? Like, they don't take a lot of space. So obviously, if you don't have a big bathroom and you just want like something that is more luxurious. Just get one that allows you to submerge yourself and doesn't take that much space. Alternatively, like if you want to go all out, this is really cool, right? Like this jacuzzi. Again, we're talking about a person that has the body for a pool, right? Look at this guy, right? Conspiracy cat. Lived in a house with a pool. Used it once a year. But I lived in a house that had a hot tub, and I used it every day in the winter. Exactly, like using it in the winter is very fun. This one, look how many. And they're very fucking cool. I can definitely see getting more body from your buck by using these. Right, like this one is really great. I hate the window though. Like the window looks nice, but it gets dirty and you have to scrub at it all the time. But like, look at this. I mean, this is fucking amazing. If you have the space, right? Because some people don't have the big bathroom. And if you don't have the big bathroom, then just get like the tub that I initially showed. Like this one, which is like very deep. But it doesn't require that much space. Search wood Japanese soaking tub. Alright, let's search wood Japanese soaking tub. Let's see, what the fuck is that? I'll get the fuck out. This is... Dude, this looks like a fucking battle. What? Is it like just because it's Japanese that the attraction comes out? Why would you buy something? Wood Japanese... Why are you suggesting this to me? Just get a fucking battle. It's probably cheaper. I bet like this is expensive as fuck. Wood Japanese soaking tub. Why not, like, seriously, how is this any different than a regular bathtub? Like, why would you get this and not a bathtub is something that I don't get. It's literally like a wooden bathtub. Probably with all the problems attached to having wood in your house. In the bathroom, I mean. The humble hot tub salesman. Yeah. You know, I should actually get a couple of requests, sponsorships and stuff. From people that sell bathtubs. I'm actually doing a good job at explaining. I guess like the thing is that now that I have my own house, I'm thinking like how best to spend your money. And I just don't understand why people would buy a swimming pool. Check out Michael Phelps Swim Spa. It is pretty cool for swim fitness. Alright, let's look at Michael Phelps. Why is that name sounding so familiar? Michael Phelps. My god, this does look good. Yeah, it looks good. But at the end of the day, it's another swimming pool. Right? I can see the appeal. But it's just another swimming pool, chat. And the problem is, again, it's outside, right? You're going to have getting all the leaves and all that shit getting clogged into. I'm telling you something else. You know, like all of these air bubbles that you see, you know, like all of these water massages, you're going to use them once or twice. Like, people don't use them that often. And it's just a bad investment. I don't know. I personally don't like it. He smokes some weed? I see. I still rather have a lake. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Absolutely not. Like, lakes are awful. The problem with lakes is that you actually get an entire ecosystem inside it. Like, you get all sorts of leeches and parasites living within the lake. And then you got, like, all these little worms that like to suck your blood. Like, why would you want that? And the frogs as well. I don't think there's a lake that doesn't have frogs. See, this is one of the things that I don't get. Like, the property developer here just dug a hole in the ground and then filled it with water, right? So it's like an artificial lake. And all of a sudden, frogs have appeared. Like, they materialized out of the ether. And the only explanation that I think is that when frogs are tiny, they go up in the air. You know, like when the water evaporates because of the heat. They go up in the air, and when it rains, it literally rains with frogs. Not like but mature frogs, but like the tiny microscopic ones. You know, like the the first stage of frog evolution, whatever the fuck it's called. And then they probably like drop down on the ground, and some of them happen to drop in another lake, and that's how you get other frogs. Because I don't really explain, like there is no lake in the vicinity. There's no other possibility where the frogs could have came up from. I don't think they come up from the ether, you know, like they don't sprung from within the crust of the earth. Yeah, I literally think like there are flying frogs. Like you got a lake, right? Like, so the way the frogs life cycle goes, like they have like these little tiny froglets that look like sperm, but they have their own name. But they're little like a sperm. Like they have this tail that they wiggle and all of that, right? So I think like they're light enough that when the water evaporates, they're being pulled all the way up. Again, like they're microscopic, right? So when let me hold on. Frog life cycle. Oh, they lay eggs. Oh, it's called a tadpole. Oh, I see. All right, so it's called a tadpole, right? So it's this thing. Or maybe like even the eggs, right? Like the I don't know if the eggs require hatching. I guess not. But all right, so you get like the tadpole. These things are incredibly tiny. I think like you can't even see them with the naked eye in the beginning. Like when they hatch from the eggs, they're very, very tiny. So I think like they go up with the rain, and then when the rain falls down, you know, if it lands on another bucket of water, sorry, like if it lands on another body of water, then they get to mature. Tadpoles don't rain from the sky. Well, fuck you, how do you know? Shut the fuck up. Don't debunk me, okay? Don't debunk me. I know this. I'm a troll. How do you know that tadpoles don't rain from... How did you know that? There is no possible way you could have known. The eggs require hatching. Well, yeah, sorry, my bad. But I meant like they don't require the frog to sit on them, right? Like it's not like the hen. Like lizards don't do that. Lizards usually bury their eggs. Like for example, snakes bury their eggs in sand. They don't hatch the eggs, right? I think that frogs just have them in water. I don't know like the frog life cycle, man. I'm just drunk and I'm a troll. If they get sucked up high enough, they rain down frozen. Oh, I see. They're nowhere near microscopic. Like, why do I have frog... You know, like, this is something that I don't get. I can talk about the most esoteric shit possible and chat those things. Like, chat would be, no, this is not correct, V. You know, like, I talk about, like, hey, look, this is an interesting rifle. And the chat goes, no, it's not a rifle, V, it's a gun. In fact, I fired that before. Like, why do you know these things? Is he joking or did he have something to drink? Okay, you know what? I will prove to you that I'm not joking. Hold on. I will prove to you. Look here, motherfucker. Look here. This actually happened this year. In Texas, fish rain on Texas town, sparkling local officials to speak out. This isn't a joke. This is on Fox News, okay? It's not a satirical website. Allegedly. But it has rained with fish. And like, if it rains with fish, why can't it rain with frogs? Like, you're telling me that it can rain with something bigger, but it can't rain with something smaller? The city of Texarkana posted about the incident. Is pulling out all the tricks, including raining fish in Texas, in Texarkana today. The post continued. Animal rain is a phenomenon that occurs when small water animals like frogs, crabs, look at this shit. Look at this shit. These are the experts, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up, Capsule. You might learn something, you fucking bigot. Animal rain, okay? This is what it's called. Animal rain is a phenomenon that occurs when small water animals like frogs, like fucking pepes, the groypers, okay, they rain down. It's called animal rain. And it can be animals like frogs, crabs. Holy shit, can you imagine if crabs rain down? Like, those look painful. My fucking god. So, crabs and small fish are swept up in water spouts or drafts that occur on the surface of the earth, and then they are rained down at the same time as the rain. Booyah, motherfucker. You know, I allowed chat. Like, see, I knew this knowledge, but I held it within me. I held this knowledge close to my bosom. And I just waited for people to make an ass of themselves, to embarrass themselves, to be like, I will allow you to say that, no, it is not true. I know things. And it turns out you knew shit. You knew jack shit. You didn't know anything. That is a good question. Can you get crabs that way? That is... I did hit by power level. This is like the best way to hide your power level. Just let the other person like run its course. Let the other person just talk themselves. It's called giving them a rope. You know, you give the person the rope so they can tie themselves with it. That was not your theory. You claimed that they went along with the Shut the fuck up. Why are you? I'm not talking to you anymore. All right, let's listen to something else. Let's change the subject because that's what a good orator does. I'm an orator, Chad. I orate. A good orator changes the subject to where he is comfortable. So we got this lady. 2,472 likes. It's a lot of likes. You're a small fat. Why are you speaking over super fats? I'm not even kidding, but like now with the fat privilege, it's kind of like it's kind of like, you know, like a man talking over a woman, right? Like you need to know your place, basically. Like I love a lot about social justice because despite the fact that it claims it's there to fight against hierarchies, it creates and reinforces hierarchies, right? So in this question, it's like, if you're a small fat, you don't get to talk over a super fat, right? Like, you need to, like... I guess, like, it's not trying to remove hierarchies. It just tries to spin them around, you know, like, put them upside down. But they're still hierarchies. Like, as if, like, a super fat has more truth, I guess, than a small fat or a mid fat. Yes, like, literally fat splaining. That's actually... It's called a fat phobia.
Okay, this is the fatness spectrum. A small fat is a size 18 and lower, 1x or 2x. I'm a 4x, 5x. I'm a size 26, sometimes 28. I am the super fat you say I'm speaking over. Okay, this...
I love how, like, I love how happy she looks. Like, showing her credentials. It's like talking about your PhD. It's like, I work really hard to get my PhD, so please call me doctor. Right? Like, like you're the intern, and she's been there at the company for over 25 years, and she worked really hard for the position, so, like, please. My God. So let's see. You got, like, what is this? Find clothes that fit at, Let me see if I can read it because it's really poorly written. So small fat. Find clothes that fit at most store brands. Find clothes that fit. Almost all of the brands have them, and you can shop in many stores. Mid fat. Shop at some mainstream brands, but you can find stores your size in almost any stores. Sorry, you can find clothes your size in almost any stores. Super fat. Bear the highest sizes as plus brands. Can often only shop online. And then you have infinity fat. Imagine like someone actually branding this in social justice, infinity fat. Like I would not know if this person is trolling or not. Very difficult to find everything that fits, even online. Often require custom sizing. You know, like, they usually say that this is some sort of an oppression, but it's really coming down to demand. Like, if you have a nation where everyone would be infinity fat, then you could shop everywhere. Not to mention, like, if you're infinifat, I don't even think you can walk at that point, right? Like, you probably aren't going to do much offline shopping if you're at that level. I mean, we're talking about, like, that guy that used to... so I made it into the news, I believe, like 10 years ago. So this was a person that was so fat that they needed a special crane to pull them out of their house. And the trial, by the way, like, this is actually something really nasty that happened. So it was this lady, and she was, like, humongous, like, absolutely enormous. And she was accused of rolling over, I believe it was her nephew or something like that, and crushing her nephew, right? Turns out she didn't do it. It turns out that it was the mother of the nephew that actually beat him to death and then blamed her sister. So, you know, they went to trial, but the thing is, like, when they went to court, like, even the doors to the court, when they were removed, like, she couldn't get inside the courthouse. So like, when you are at that level, like, don't talk to me about fat. I'm willing to bet that person doesn't want to be that way, right? Like, when you're at literally that level, and I think that's, like, the point of no return. I don't even think a person which is at that size can ever, you know, regain to a size where they can perform normal activities. So, yeah, I don't think they can shop offline, to be honest. Like, that one guy got to cut out of his trailer through the wall. I didn't hear about the guy that cut off from his trailer through the wall. Two weeks of flatten the monkey. Oh my fucking god, I just realized what I just read. Oh god, I'm so drunk. Chat, don't take advantage of my innocence. Alright, like 2 weeks to flatten the monkey. Are you talking about the monkeypox that's coming? Do you know that there is a monkeypox fear-mongering that's happening once every 2 years? I should make a video on that. Like, they fear-mongered in 2016, they fear-mongered in 2018. I think there was one when George W. Bush was president. Weird Al Yankovic already wrote their theme song, Fat. I actually love that song. It's really catchy. Let's see. Do we got more time? Oh, we got 8 more minutes. Yeah, I do have innocence, Redman. I do have innocence. I'm overflowing with innocence. Why would you assume anything else? Oh my god, I'm getting spammed with so many whispers. Nebraska man claimed to have received weapon checks from the CIA, used it to buy... Oh my fucking god, this is... No. This cannot be news. I have to fact check this. See, let me show you a day of my life. Let's call it like this. A day of my life. So someone sends me something like this. Nebraska man claimed to have received weapons checks from the CIA and used it to buy a fursuit instead. Is it real, chat, or is it fake? Because it can't be both. And if it's fake and I read it, then I embarrass myself. But if it's real and I don't read it, then I can't sleep at night. Because I'll be like, why didn't I... Alright, let me look it up on Google. See, it is fake. Sometimes, like, it's so sad when it's fake. Because you're like, on one hand, oh my god, this would make such great content. But on the other hand, you're like, why is the world like this? Yeah, it's fake. No, see, like, that's the thing. Like, the more you want it to be real, the less likely it is. Like, when the news is to that extent where, like, oh my god, I wish this was real. And then you look at it and it's like, oh, well, it's probably fake, isn't it? Yeah, like the thing that raised my eyebrows is like Nebraska, man. Like, why would he not just like? Why is the CIA giving money to people in Nebraska, and why aren't they buying the guns that they're required to buy? You know. How is it fake? Didn't he get the money? No, it's not a story. It didn't happen. They made it up. Like usually, I'll tell you something else. Like how you can spot fake things. Like when a person just gives you the screen cap. So in this case, right? It's not the article. It's just a print screen of the headline, but like you don't get the link to the article. Then it's almost 100% fake. Sometimes, you know, like if people would have like a headline in a crop next to one another in order to highlight the point or like show, all right, like these are the articles that happened last week. But usually if you just see like a picture and there's no article, and when you click on it, it's just like the thumbnail, then you should know that, yeah, it's fake news. Yeah, screen capped articles are dodgy. Hello, Michael Guevara. Welcome to the show. Oh, you still believe it happened? Well, I guess, you know, hope dies last. By the way, someone showed me this, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. I love trolling people with this. Luke Cage, the new Netflix adaptation. Would you guys watch it? Unironically, I wouldn't watch it because I really love Luke Cage, the Netflix adaptation, due to the fact that it shows the life in the hood. Like the thing with Luke Cage, it wasn't just like a superhero that's skin colored black. You know, it's like a parlay swap. Like it was literally like a different culture, I guess, that was being exposed there. It was how difficult it is to grow up in a poor neighborhood surrounded by a life of crime. And Luke was like the guy that was trying to help everyone, and I really like that. And I think like if Luke Cage happened to be white, it would take away from that storytelling. Like that's when you know that it's good story and it's actually, you know, like promoting diversity. Because like if the character would be any other race, it wouldn't make sense. And there's many other examples of this as well. Like if you're going to make a movie about ninjas, right, and it's in feudal Japan, like if the characters were white, it doesn't make sense. Or you have like someone having a life in Chinatown and lives as an immigrant in the United States. Yeah, if it was white or black, it would be a different story. So I do appreciate when diversity is done correctly. I like Luke Cage since the 70s, and Netflix did okay. Yeah, I think Netflix actually did really great with Luke Cage. I haven't seen, I don't know if they made the second season of it. I haven't seen it. But yeah, like Luke Cage was actually one of the best Netflix shows. I would say it was close to Daredevil. It's fine to race swap if the actor can portray the character well. Yeah, but like in that situation, like a white Luke Cage, I don't think it would have made sense in that particular neighborhood. Like he would stand out. That's another thing, you know, like when the character stands out and everyone ignores them. So let me give you an example. All right, so Tomb Raider, what's it called? Aztec. What was it called? Oh, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Yeah. All right. So in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you play Lara Croft, right? And she's smoking hot. But not only that, like she is smoking hot, insanely rich, very charismatic, insanely intelligent. Like literally every single checkbox that a desirable woman can have. Like, she has it. I don't know if she can cook, though. That's probably... But no, like, all jokes aside, there is no fucking way that this woman can walk in a village without having men turn their heads, flirt with her, try to get her attention, do stuff for her. That doesn't happen in the game. Like, they treat her literally the same as if she was a man. Like, if you replace Lara Croft, I would say The Witcher, but like, even The Witcher would have women flirt with him. But if you replace Lara Croft with, I don't know, Sam Fisher. Well, no, actually, hold on. Even like Sam Fisher had women flirting with him. Agent 47. Okay. If you replace Lara Croft with Agent 47, the game would literally be the same. And that's the problem that I'm having, right? Like, if your story can be changed, like, let's say, you got Lara Croft and you change her with the man and it's literally the same story. It's not really the story of a woman now, is it? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but like, don't come with the bullshit that, oh, well, we're doing diversity, like we're having like female representation and you're having jack shit. Okay? Like, if your story is championing diversity, but it's just like a skin redo, like, sorry, a reskin of the character, then it's not very diverse. Fisher was suave, yes. She has her earplugs in to ignore the flirts. I do remember the American Ninja, yes. Oh yeah, this does look like a mod. But like, still, even in the main game, right? Like, she's got a nice tushy. Like, look, she is above average as a woman. There is no way that people wouldn't flirt with her. Now, in the first game, this is why I actually like the first game. Like, in the first game, there's a Russian that actually tries to rape her. And she fights back. Like, the Russian is actually the first person that she ever kills. And that makes sense. Oh, by the way, she was also super cute in the first game. But, like, that makes sense, right? Like, she's a woman on a lonely island filled with men. Like, what do you think is going to happen, right? It's a very empowering story because she manages to defend herself. And there's, like, a more to that. Like, there's this guy, which is a very geeky, nerdy, kind of incompetent guy, but like, he's got a crush on her. So at one point he risks his life trying to rescue her. Like, he's really simping for her hard, and I really like that story. I thought that it was a really great storytelling. So yeah, I mean, that's why the first game is so good, but all the other games are shit. Not true, that was just the basic death scenes, but the journal falsely claimed it was a rape scene. The guy tried to rape her, but she grabs a gun and shoots him. Alright? So the guy is like stroking her leg, pushing her up against the wall. She bites his ear off and then grabs a gun and shoots him. So that's pretty much how the scene goes. And yes, the journal's freaked out. No, he doesn't shoot her unless you die, right? Like, if you... Yeah, actually, that's actually true. Yeah, like, if you just allow it to happen, like, you're curious what happens. Because, like, he pushes her up against the wall and then starts stroking her leg, and then he shoots her, right? But, like, you're not supposed to get to that part. Like, it's heavily implied that he was going to have her way with her, but because this is, like, an adventure game, it's rated for teenagers, like, that's obviously not going to happen, so he just shoots her. But still, it was something. She could have laid back and taken. She didn't have to kill him. I'm sorry, but it's self-defense. I think every judge would see that as self-defense. After the town is destroyed and people are crying for help, she immediately wants to live. Her partner has to convince her to stay and help. I really hated the writing of the second and the third game, because you can really see that's when the social justice activists got interested. Like, here's the thing with social justice activists, by the way. If it's a story that, like, very few people know about, like, if it's some esoteric stuff, they don't really care about it. But the moment it gets popular, they start latching on it, they start, trying to change it. So, for example, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, first season, absolutely beautiful. Everyone loves it. And social justice activists don't know it even exists. Because it was very esoteric. They probably even found it cringe at the beginning, right? Like, fantasy, ew. But then it becomes really popular. And then the social justice activists start looking into it, and they just start complaining, saying, "Oh my god, too many rape scenes. Oh my god, too many boobies. Oh my god, too many this, too many that." And then you know how like the last seasons of Game of Thrones ended up as. It's because they started listening to the quote-unquote critics. Squeenix sold it off along with Deus Ex and Legacy of Kain for just 300 million. I really hope someone does something with Legacy of Kain. You know, like Legacy of Kain, I don't even care about the story that much, even though like the story is fucking amazing. But like even if the story wouldn't be great in the remake or reimagining or whatever, I just want to play as a vampire and beat people up. You know, like that if they get the gameplay right, which honestly is not that fucking hard. Like, even social justice activists can get the gameplay right occasionally. If they get the gameplay right, I'm happy. Deus Ex, can't say I really care that much about it. I know, like, it has a fan base, and some people enjoy it, but I can't really say I care that much. And then what else do you have? So, Deus Ex, Legacy of Kain, and Tomb Raider. Yeah, like, Tomb Raider would need another remake. Or not necessarily. Like if you can actually do some really nice, like here's the missing opportunity with Tomb Raider, right? Don't make the open world Ubisoft shit. Instead, just have like the previous ones where you have like different levels, and have like just mind blowing graphics. Just have like these very interesting and far off places that you get to explore, like an icy cold mountain, and then you go into a jungle, and then you go into the desert. Just like have that. Just have like very beautiful picturesque sceneries, and I'm happy. Deus Ex just needs one last game to wrap up some guys I don't know story. Okay. I think that guy's saying something like he didn't have to kill him over a TV. Oh. Believe in THQ Nordic. THQ Nordic, it's a hit or miss. Like, they can make really good games, but didn't they make Dawn of War 3? I might be wrong with that one. Who made Dawn of War 3? Let me see if it was THQ. Dawn of War 3. Who's the publisher? Oh, my bad. Holy shit. My bad. It's Relic Entertainment. My bad. Yeah, Icy Mountain to jungle. You go into the Icy Mountain and you find another clue about the treasure you're after. Why is that a bad thing? Yeah, apparently THQ does exist. Alright, anyway, I'm dead tired. Like, super tired. So, I'm going to have to go to bed now. I really thank you guys for watching the stream. Really appreciate it that you stuck along with me. I know that I'm being very boring lately, but you know, hopefully I'll manage to improve. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the super chat.